am standing at the Goddess of Mercy at Haedong Yonggungsa Temple here in the far side of Busan, the far east side. The ocean is actually behind me, and as I turn around, there is the statue of the Goddess of Mercy. I actually have some nice B-roll that I could put on over here, but the big thing is that this temple is considered one of the prettiest temples here in Korea, apparently, at least according to them. They have it written in quite a few places, and I would say that it has a cool bit of mystique to this temple. And what I mean by that is as you come in, it's a really far walk from the bus station, the bus stop that you get off at. What I noticed was, as I was walking in, they had a lot of like statues and signs. There was the whole street food row right before you get in as well. But the thing that I took the most away was the signage, right? So when I walked up to the first sign, it actually talked about the history of this temple and the fact that it went through quite a few name changes. And the name changes were all purposeful, but it came to become known as the Haedong Yonggungsa Temple from the most recent, I guess that makes sense, right? The most recent monk that reformed the temple. Now, this temple was totally destroyed in the late 16th century by the Japanese, as like everything else was. And they restored it in the 1930s. The real last large restoration that they did was they created there was a monk who created a cave to pray to a certain Buddha that he also carved into the cave. So there's a permanent Buddha here. It's actually quite easy to be found. On one side of the cave entrance is a washing Buddha. So there's like a bathing Buddha where you take water and you scoop it over his head 3 times and you donate a little bit of money. And the cave Buddha, that's like what became so famous here, is right behind it. So you go around the bathing Buddha and there's a stairwell that goes down. And if you follow that stairwell down, it takes you to the bathing Buddha, or not the bathing Buddha, the cave Buddha. That cave Buddha came to be because this monk was praying here and said that he saw a dragon come out of the sea, and it flew up and then burrowed down, dove back down into the sea, and that's what like kind of gave him that idea that there should be a Buddha inside a cave, which is that's a really cool like legend, I guess you could say. And the major thing about this temple, and the one thing that all the monks have like written here, was the fact that this temple is between a mountain and the ocean. Like smack dab. Most other temples are in the mountains, which is, it makes sense now, because seeing how I've went to so many temples, I've hiked a lot. The 3 jewel temples that I went to, all really long hikes. So this one, I mean, it still was a trek. I still had to hike down kind of a mountain. I had to hike down this mountain. The bus stops pretty much at the top and you hike all the way down to the water's edge, but it's between the ocean and a mountain, which a lot of monks say that you could pray in the morning and your prayers will be granted by the evening because you're just stuck between 2 beautiful land formations. And that being said, that was the main kind of like inspiration and takeaway from this temple. But I just actually watched a prayer session going. I didn't film any of it, but that was really cool. And then this place had almost nobody at it when I first got here, but it's starting to get pretty packed now. So I'm actually going to move a little and see what's there. Looks like there's some land formations that jut out into the ocean, and I'm going to go see what that is, and I'll check back in a moment here. Welcome back. I am leaving the temple now. Realize there's no one around here. It's quite the trek back up. It's totally worth it. So I went over to the kind of like seaside, I guess you could say. It pretty much was like lower, so you could have a better angle of the temple. I don't actually think I filmed it on here. I took photos. I'll put one of those up. That's what I get for experimenting with something new today. I'm trying to do everything just on the A7 III, with the exception of one of the things that I'm doing later. I will use the GoPro, but that's beside the point. I did bring the RX 100 with me, but it's in my pack right now. I'm gonna try to see how far I could get just with this kit right here. Overall, the temple is a free, easy to get to, kinda. I mean, medium difficulty to get to temple. I'm like making the long trek back to the bus station now. The temple is, well, it's probably about 100 meters behind me, bird's eye, but I'm probably walking more than that now. I am going uphill now, so I'm not used to holding this camera. That's why I keep swapping it between arms. It just gets heavy as I hold it out. I mean, it's totally worth it. Like, it's free. If you drove here, it's 3,000 won to park, but I think even that's worth it, because you're parking in the National Institute of Fisheries Sciences parking lot pretty much. There was a bunch of military dudes there just now, so I don't even know if that's military or not. Oh, here. So the National Institute of Fisheries Sciences. Don't know what this dude's doing, but maybe he needs to go to that institute. Taxi just pulled up on me, as you can see right there. It's totally worth going to. The views are great. The experience is awesome. The only thing I could say is that I wish there was, like, I wish I went to the part that jut out earlier. That way I could have flown my drone. Because there were so many people there, I didn't feel comfortable taking out my drone and putting it up in the air. It was just too crowded. I did that once, and for some reason, like, people are just not paying attention, and like they're gonna walk right into your drone. So I was just like, okay, yeah, that's not gonna happen again. I'll just be very cautious where I take it off from. And it's funny because when I was at Soraksan in Sokcho, I remember climbing down the fortress to kind of this secluded area so that I could launch the drone. And like, a family was trying to follow me, and then they realized that I was going on like some unofficial path. They just like saw me going down there, even though everybody was going the other way. And they're just like, oh, I'm gonna follow him down there. Also, I don't know if you can hear the music in the background. It's blaring pretty loud. But I found another place with a luge. It's packed. Like, when I got here earlier, there was a line from the door all the way to almost the bus stop, so crazy. Looks fun. I actually got other plans. Anyhow, camera's getting heavy. I finished talking about the temple. Good times all around. I would say that you don't even need more than an hour to spend there. And I got people walking up on me, so I'm gonna say until the next video, and I'll catch you then.